Hey everybody, welcome to the Office 365 Pulse. We have a small crew here missing Adam, but I'm happy to do some updates for you this week of what is on the Microsoft 365 roadmap. So as always, we're going to start out with in development. These are the features that Microsoft is working on creating for us. You might start to see them trickle out to tenants, but at this point they are getting developed. They are in progress. So let's pass it to Tom and he can get us started.
Showtime. So one of the things in Microsoft Teams is Meet Now in Teams group chat. So this is starting a huddle with your colleagues using Meet Now in group chat. Meet Now in group chat is a ringless, that's a new word, experience designed to enable ad hoc real-time communication with your team in a hybrid environment. So basically, looking at some of the images, I saw this in the admin center post for this, that basically it's a thing where you can be in a group chat. There's a thing that says meet now, and it basically pops up a video window in the corner of much
If
like
it's
you'd call in.
ringless
That's the
and you're
thing. You have
not
to be
paying
watching.
attention to the group chat, you
Yeah.
miss it.
Yeah. So you still got the chat going on, but you just may not be doing the vocal part of it because you missed it. I'm not really sure what the overall benefit of this is, other than the fact they talk about the fact that normally, and I don't use this, so I can't tell you for sure, but they say you don't have to schedule a meeting first. And I think that's how it normally works. Is you say, hey, meet now. And it basically wants to schedule a meeting that you then join. This is like, boom, it just pops it open and
As
you're in the meeting.
as
So,
someone who accidentally does this from group chats occasionally, I
mhm.
think the ringless is probably good. That way I don't bother people.
Yeah,
They only
exactly.
get bothered and come into the meeting if they happen to be paying attention because I'm known for doing this and it will be
Yeah.
like, "Oops, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to call all 20 of you at once."
Yeah. Somebody will ping me and say, hey, Tom, I have a question. Here, let me call you. And I called all 20 of them. So, yeah,
Yep.
that's not a good
I've
thing.
been there,
But
done that. So
yeah,
maybe
look for
ringless
that
is good.
look for that in May, and it looks like it's coming to worldwide.
Awesome. How about you, Tamara?
Oh, there are so many of the
So
things.
many of the things.
So many of the things. Let's start with one SharePoint autofill columns. So this allows SharePoint Premium, gotta be premium, users to add natural language prompts to document library columns to extract or generate metadata from an uploaded file's contents. Now, this is supposed to come out in May, so this is right around the corner, and it's going to be coming out for the commercial tenant first. And then also, I wanted to talk about, did I go the wrong way? Just a moment, please. Microsoft Teams Queues app. Now, this is premium also. The new Queues app is a solution for collaboratively handling customer calls natively in Teams. So starting with surfacing call queue calls. Yep. Your
that
team
fast.
members can use the Queues app to handle inbound calls. They can make outbound calls on behalf of the call queues or auto attendant that they are assigned to. And they can review the call queue statistics seamlessly, collaborate with their lead and colleagues within the flow of work. So I think this is going to be great for people who are using Teams to manage like their help desk. And it's going to make it a lot easier.
Very
What do
cool.
you
They're
like,
willing to
Jen?
spend the money.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is one that I like for Copilot in Excel. And so it says it's graph grounded chat. So one of the key terms that I'm hearing all the time when it comes to this is being grounded. So being grounded just means where's my data source, right? Where's my large language model, where's it looking to get its answers? And so when it says it's grounded in the chat, it means it's able to go back in, or sorry, grounded in the graph, it means it's able to go back in and pull things from the graph. So you're already seeing this in Word Copilot. where you can say, hey, reference this document, and it will come up and show you recent documents and different things like that. And so what will happen is it's going to know, hey, if I'm working on Excel, I'm very likely working on something related to all the other things I've been working around. So because it's grounded in the graph, you're going to be able to reference those things and then pull that in for information like that. So really a lot of it is making Excel behave like some of the others, all the co-pilots behaving the same. But I'm excited about that one. I think that one will be beneficial. So that was one that I thought was pretty cool. I can't believe you didn't say webinars in GCC High.
I was waiting.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Talk to us
I
about
didn't want to take
webinars.
all the good stuff. All right, webinars are coming to GCC High, not to DoD yet, but webinars are coming to GCC High. I love webinars because you can actually determine how many people you can anticipate attending the webinar by how many people have registered. And when you get premium, you can even you can customize the message that goes out to the attendee once they've registered for the event. So if you have like prerequisites to attending the event or the training, you can have all that written up in the email. And then also there's an email that goes out with the link to the webinar just 1 hour prior to the event. And you can reschedule that, and you can also customize that in premium. So I'm thrilled that it's coming to GCC High. I am waiting with bated breath for it to come out to DoD. And then the other thing that I was very interested in, excited about, not so much, but interested in, is Microsoft Teams explicit consent for transcription in Teams meetings. I think you should just stand behind everything that you say all of the time, but this is the meeting policy that requires explicit consent to be recorded is expanding to include transcription. When the policy is applied, a notification will pop up when the recording or transcription is initiated, requesting consent of all participants to be transcribed and recorded. Before a user gives consent, the user cannot unmute or turn on the camera or share content in the meeting. So it's just a way of forcing people to agree to be recorded or dropping out of the meeting.
Sense.
So I just think you should stand by everything you say, share, and do all the time.
Anything else from you, Tom?
Yeah, I was going to say, I've got one that I want to mention. That is OneDrive. Annotate PDFs with text. So this feature allows you to annotate and save PDF files with text boxes when those files are stored in OneDrive and SharePoint. Users can access the annotation feature by opening the PDF in File Viewer and hitting Edit. I think that is awesome that they're giving more and more native support to PDFs, and you can actually get something similar to a form in PDF, and you may choose that that's the way that you want to have things come in without having to worry about third-party PDF viewers and everything else. So I've noticed lately they've been doing a lot more with PDFs and giving it more functionality that you can use natively within the SharePoint and OneDrive environment. So that's cool. Coming to everybody and coming in May.
Jared made an announcement today about Adobe, I guess their Cloud Creative Suite, and how it's going to integrate with Office 365. I'd have to go look it up and see, but there was some announcement made making it easier to work together. So
nice.
It was one of those Microsoft loves Adobe type announcements. So I think they've got their big conference or something, and that was announced. So I think we'll start to see more and more of that. Well, I don't have anything else that is just, burning my brain for in development. So we can move to rolling out.
Perfect.
Awesome. Tom, roll us out.
So I'm going to mention this because this has just been the bane of our company's existence over the last week. And that is Microsoft Teams calendar notifications in Teams.
I take it it's rolled out to your tenant?
Oh, yeah, sure has. Wee-haw. On top of the fact that we've been now pushed into, we've turned on new teams, and that's a whole different thing. But anyway, I digress. Users can now triage the calendar notifications in their activity feed and will get notifications for meeting invites, updates, cancellations, and forwards if the user is the meeting organizer. These notifications will show up as unread in the activity pane and will display the details when a user clicks on it. Actually, we've got a number of users who use the activity pane as kind of a things pop up. They're not read yet. These are things I need to look at and to do. And all of a sudden seeing all these calendar invite things come in is not a pretty thing for them. So we actually did an internal post to say, and this is how you go into settings in Teams and you go over to the activity feed area and you turn those off. But yeah, if you start seeing a whole lot more things that are calendar related in your activity feed, it's because of this post. And it is rolling out pretty much en masse right now. So
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet, and I'm not overly excited about it.
yeah, if you go into settings for calendar entries in the activity feed area, you can either have the pop-up in the pop-up activity feed and banner, or just banner, or nothing. And I think a lot of people are opting for nothing because they didn't get it before and they don't want it now.
Well, I only have one that I really like in the rolling out. And the reason I really like it is because this was a blocker for me. So it is the new Outlook, and it is drag and drop to download attachments and emails in the new Outlook for Windows. And so that was one of the main features that took me back to the classic Outlook, because I could not drag and drop emails into SharePoint sites. I could not drag and drop files. And, you know, a lot of that is what I do. I get things from external and I have to file them away somewhere. So I really do spend a lot of that, or I need to save emails, different things like that. So I am very excited that that's come to the new Outlook. Maybe I need to give it another shot. We'll see. We'll
There you
see.
go.
It doesn't last very long when I give it a new shot, but that feature may be enough to keep me there a little bit longer. So I was excited to see that. Now I'll have to wait and see when it actually hits my version. So Tamara, how about you? What do you like in rolling out?
Bookings for GCC High and DoD. I am so excited. So with this update, Bookings becomes available to customers in GCC High and the DoD. So, and that's basically all it says. And that's coming out in March. And so I'm going to be using it. And then also SharePoint in product feedback button. Does Microsoft know they're opening the fire hose?
Yeah.
So we're introducing an in product feedback button to SharePoint, coherent with the rest of the M365 suite. So this will provide the option to submit compliments,
Good luck.
problems, or
Definitely.
suggestions about the UI or user interface,
Oh.
and feature functionality to Microsoft.
The only
So
thing
kudos to you to Microsoft for opening that channel.
The only thing that scares me is I think that when people in our organization would use something like that, I would think that many of them would either, one, expect that we on the SharePoint support team are going to see that. We're not. Or
And
two,
that you'll respond.
Yeah. Or two, and even more concerning from Microsoft's perspective of, I can't enter the claim information on this site. Please help. That's not Microsoft's thing. That's something we built for you. I just see that there's a lot of confusion that can.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not too worried about this one. I've heard Microsoft talk about it. Making it match what the rest of M365 does is important, because then users have the same feedback button everywhere and it works the same. And they don't have all of those problems in the feedback from the other apps, which they could potentially, maybe not as much, but I think that they've put a lot of thought into this. So I'm a little less worried. I'm a little more trusting on this one. I think users might actually even be getting used to it. But we'll see. I mean, it could happen. There's always going to be those cases. There are always going to be those sites. But in general, I think this is a good mechanism for collecting the feedback.
Cool.
And if they get a lot of those requests, they may start to understand, hey, here's a business case for how we're using SharePoint. So
There you
I'm
go.
I'm kind of trusting the team a little bit on this one. At least that's my personal thoughts on that one. I think we're pretty good. But
One thing that I'll mention too that's on the list is Outlook in-person event. I think this is kind of a unique option that they're giving you. It's a new option during event creation in Outlook, which allows the organizer to request invitees to attend the event in person. So this is going to be in the new Outlook for Windows and the web. And I love it. We were doing this last week. Hashtag new Outlook for Windows.
I know, that's so funny.
But what's cool about this is when you get the RSVP for a meeting like that, you've got like one additional option. It'll say, yes, attending in person, yes, attending virtually, no, can't make it, that kind of bit. So it's still giving you the option to say, yeah, I know you want us in, in the location where you're having this, but y'all are in Portland and I'm in Minnesota. I'm going to attend the meeting, just not in person. So interesting thing to look at. You'll be able to get people, especially if you're in a hybrid environment. So it's like, hey, this is a meeting where we want everybody at. Please attend. So you've got that option now, which is good.
Awesome. Microsoft Project has a assign to me view for project tasks. So view and update all the tasks assigned to you across projects in one place. With the assign to me view, this view appears in the app of the user's choice, Planner, Task App in Teams, or Microsoft To Do. So that's good. Show you all your stuff together. So I kind of like that one. How about you, Tamara? Is there anything else in rolling out that gets you
Just the
excited?
one, which is Microsoft Teams quicker sign-in without entering the domain name. So users can skip typing in the full user principal name or UPN and sign in faster on shared and managed devices by using app configuration policies to autofill in the domain name. Now that's fine as long as you don't have a lot of guests. If you have a lot of guests, I wouldn't recommend turning this on because it's going to autofill your domain name.
That could be problematic.
And that might be a little frustrating. So, but that's coming out.
Very cool. Tom, anything else, or do you want to take us into launched?
I'll go ahead and take us into launched.
Awesome.
Outlook, EML, MSG, and OFT file support in the new Outlook for Windows. Hashtag. So if you have EML, MSG, and OFT file types that you have to deal with from other systems, the new Outlook for Windows is going to support this. So you can basically open those three types of files in the new Outlook for Windows by dragging and dropping them into the reading pane, or by double clicking them, or by using the Open With menu option in File Explorer. So basically it becomes, for those files, it's like, oh, we're going to basically associate Outlook with that, new Outlook for Windows. And we will be able to open those now easily, which I also love the fact you can just drag it onto the reading pane and poof, there it goes. So I think that'll be really nice. That should be out for everybody. Once again,
it wasn't exciting enough to get the hashtag new Outlook for Windows.
No, it
though.
wasn't. No. It's old news. It's launched, but hey, I'll do it. New hashtag for Windows.
I love it. How about you, Tamara?
I didn't really have anything that excited me about launched.
I'm not going to lie. I didn't either. I was like, okay. Yeah. I mean, I thought it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Out of the 6 things that launched, not
Viva
a lot
stuff.
of excitement.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not stuff. There's some Viva Engage conversation analytics. So analytics for employee sentiment on popular conversations and different things there. So probably some things there that will be helpful for people.
New goal
sharing. That's probably pretty cool. And then there was a Glint, Viva Glint and admin role. So getting some of the roles and permissions there. So, I mean, that was really what was in launched. I mean, we are getting very close to the M365 conference. So I imagine launched will be pretty slim pickings, and in development will pick up pretty fast. And then the launched, we'll get that after the conference. That's my guess. If I was a betting girl, that's what I would say is going to happen. But it's good stuff. It's all exciting stuff. So, well, Tom, do you have anything else in launched?
I do not.
All right. Well, I guess a pretty quick show this week, but thank you guys for joining us, and we'll be back next week with more updates. Bye, everybody.
Bye.